Hello, this is Brookings Rail Watch, and today I have the second switcher special. Today it's all about two switchers that are near Brewster, Minnesota, MVPX 1253 and CRGX 9330. MVPX 1253 is currently located in Brewster, Minnesota, and CRGX 9330 is just up the road a bit on Minnesota 60 in Miloma. Since my last switcher special video, I decided to start putting multiple engines in each video, engines that are usually located in a generally similar geographic area. EMD SW9, serial number 18087, was built for the Santa Fe in 1953 as ATSF 2421. About 2 decades later, it was renumbered to 1421 for reasons. Then they retired it in 1978. Only to be brought back the next year. It was repainted, renumbered to 1221, and most importantly rebuilt to their SSB 1200 specification. Santa Fe rebuilt SW9, NW2, and SW 1200 locomotives to create this SSB 1200 model. In 1984, Santa Fe made a trade with Amtrak. In exchange for some SDP-40Fs, Amtrak would receive a few dozen SSB 1200s and CF7s for yard switching. Good old 1221 was one of them, and it was renumbered to AMTK 554. Now at this point the history gets a bit murky. 554 was acquired by Dot Rail Services, reporting mark DSRX, at an unknown date sometime in the early 2000s. DSRX was located in Granville, Illinois, and owned a few rail companies in the area. Jumping further in time, it's now owned by Transitech Incorporated, appearing in very few photos from 2008, after it had been renumbered to 1253. During this time, it sat in Rochelle, Illinois, next to TANX 1215. Both sat on this siding for quite a while. Union Pacific later cleared the place out for the Chicago Terminal Railroad, and shortly after, the two switchers parted ways. 1215 was sold to NRE, and 1253 made its way to Cleveland, Ohio. It was rebuilt and repainted there in 2013. It appears to be used fairly often, as it has been seen in different places around the small yard over the years. Thank you to Southside DIY for information about this locomotive. If you want some extra detail on the story, I recommend you read through his comment. Unfortunately for 9330, there isn't as much information going around about it, other than what I could find on historical rosters. Given that this is straight out of Conrail, it's no surprise that this locomotive has Pennsylvania heritage. Built in 1957, EMD SW 1200, serial number 24143, was built for the Pennsylvania Railroad as number 7911, and it was later renumbered to 9011 at some point. In the late 60s, the Penn Central took over, and our SW was put under new management. Well, we all know how that went, so Conrail took the engine in 1976 and put on a fresh coat of blue paint, and changed it to Conrail 9330. Sometime in the 2000s, after Conrail stopped existing, Cargill Incorporated acquired it and added it to its roster. Since at least 2007, CRGX 9330 has been sitting in Miloma, Minnesota, and it looks to be one of the many unfortunate cases of old switchers never being used, rotting away on siding. As far as I'm aware, the locomotive hasn't moved from this particular spot of the yard in years. Anyway, that's going to be it for this switcher special, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.